Welcome to What's Growing at CMC, the weekly segment where I, Daniel,
and I, Talasha, share about what God is up to here at College Mennonite Church.
For many years, we have experienced Lent during worship.
And for several years, families with young children have had workshops on celebrating Lent at home.
And last year, we began making more Lent resources available to the whole congregation.
But this year, with our Lent boxes and our Lent worship ritual, we're walking this Lenten journey together more than ever before.
We love seeing the pictures of the ways you're using these resources.
Bill and Phyllis Miller are in Tucson for several weeks, and they got together with Vic and Marie to light their Advent candles and to do their Ash Wednesday ritual together.
Walter and Vera respond that they were very glad the Ash Wednesday supplies included bubbles.
Keep the stories coming.
We have a special announcement now from the Gifts Discernment Committee.
Take it away, Lori.
Hello, CMC Church family. My name is Lori Hostetler, and I am the chair of the Gifts Discernment Committee. One of the roles of the Gifts Discernment Committee is to oversee the process for nominating and voting for church board members. In the past, we've had quite a few questions about this, and we've also changed a few things, so we thought it might be beneficial to go over that process with you. Nancy Kaufman and Marty Lehman are two members of our committee, and they both suggested that I ask my brother, Sam Miller, to help me out with this. And of course, he enthusiastically agreed.
Hi, Sam. Thank you so much for helping me today.
Well, I'm enthusiastic about this.
I knew you would be. So when Nancy Kaufman and Marty Lehman suggested I ask you, I thought it was a great idea.
Well, I would have easily just said no to you, but Nancy was my MYF leader at CMC, and Marty was one of the MYF sponsors, and then she was my boss when I worked at the Goshen College admissions office, so I can't really say no to them. So here I am, Mr. Enthusiasm.
Yay! Actually, though, we have had conversations about the board nomination process in the past, so I thought maybe we could just talk through some of those things.
Sure. So I guess my first question is, can CMC members nominate anybody they want to be on the church board?
Yeah, so you can nominate as many people that you want, and there's going to be a form, and we have spaces for 6 people, but if you want to nominate more than that, you can just put 2 names in one spot. You have to be a member of CMC in order to serve on the board, but if you're not sure if somebody's a member, just put their name down, and then we'll figure that out.
Okay, so then if anybody gets 3 nominations, they automatically go on the ballot. And this has been something that's been confusing to me in the past, that somebody can't decline to have their name placed on the ballot if they're not planning to serve on the church board. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. And we have had some confusion about that, and I understand that. So if somebody gets 3 or more nominations, they are contacted and told that their name will be on the ballot, so they're not surprised. We don't ask them at that time if they're interested in serving, because sometimes the initial thought might be, well, a couple of people nominated me, but I'm not sure lots of people want me, and I don't have the time. But people have found later that when they find out a lot of people feel like they have the qualities to be on the board, they change their minds. And we've actually had some members who were asked 2 or 3 years in a row, and after about the 2nd or 3rd time, they start to think, maybe this is a calling I need to listen to. So it really does turn into a true discernment process this way.
Yeah, but I guess one concern I would have is if I see those names on the ballot and I am selecting the 2 or the 3 people that I think are the best qualified, if one of those people declines that call, I kind of feel like I wasted my vote, and I would like to be able to vote for people that will be willing to serve, maybe.
Yeah, and that is a fair concern, and that has been brought up in the past. And the board actually changed the way the voting went this last time because it was just the start of the pandemic shutdown. So we allowed people to vote for any and all that they felt were appropriate. And that actually worked out well. And so the board has decided to adopt that for the future. So you will be able to vote for as many nominees as you feel are appropriate and would be good to serve on the board. And then that way you don't have to worry about if you voted for someone who's planning on saying no. So then hopefully we've taken care of that concern.
Yeah, that actually does clear that up quite a bit for me. That's helpful. Thank you.
Good. Well, thank you. That's all we had for today. Thank you so much for helping me.
Yes, and of course, Nancy and Marty, hello.
Okay, so maybe he wasn't completely enthusiastic about helping out his sister, but Sam sure does love Nancy and Marty. Hopefully this helped clear up some things for you. You will be receiving a Google form shortly, and you can use that to nominate as many people as you would like. There are 6 spaces, so if you want to nominate more than 6 people, just put 2 names on one line. We're also inviting you to share qualities that these people have that you think would help them do a good job on the board. This is optional, so you don't need to do that part if you don't want to. We're asking that all nominations be done by March 14th, and at that time we will contact the people who have 3 or more nominations and place them on the ballot. Our voting will take place in April. Thank you in advance for participating in this very important discernment process.
Thank you, Gifts Discernment Committee, for the work you are doing to raise up leaders in our congregation.
If you haven't already, please mark your calendar for March 3 at 6:30 p.m. That's this Wednesday.
Zoom in to join our first pandemic-era baby shower.
Marisol and Rafael, we are glad your family is part of our church family.
And we're glad you're letting us help you welcome your new baby.
Today is a special day.
It's the 4-year anniversary of Caleb's cancer diagnosis.
To mark this day, many of you are giving blood.
And all of us are invited to join Caleb's Ark.
Acts of random kindness.
Print out the flyers that have come through your email.
Do something kind and leave the flyer.
Take a picture.
Post it to social media with a hashtag or send it to us and we can share it.
Help Caleb and his family know how you're joining him in making this a day of hope and kindness.
We will see some of you here in the sanctuary on Sunday.
And we hope to keep hearing and sharing your stories of God at work.
God was, God is, and God will be.
Thanks be to God.
New life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God. Reaping and sowing, planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God.